Welcome in, Gemini. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. Hope everybody's doing awesome. So, Gemini, this is going to be your May reading, a general love reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, any placement in Gemini. As always, guys, general read, cross watchers, feel free to swap sides or energies. You're on my left here, Gemini. Your person's on the right. I'm gonna walk you through your oracle cards, pull some tarot to find out some feelings, actions for May as well. At the end, I'll post some messages from your person, so definitely stay tuned for that. I did want to give a big shout out to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. So again, thank you for doing that. All right, so Gemini, I'm going to dive right in here. The energy really that I'm getting off of you and your person here, it definitely looks like things have been a little bit rough. I feel like for the month of April, things have been difficult between you and your person. So I feel like right now, I feel like you're really feeling pushed here, Gemini, to step out of your comfort zone here. That's what you got for your Moonology card. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So maybe check and see where your North Node is in your birth chart. Right now, the North Node is in Pisces. So check that out, because I feel like you definitely feel like right now that you're being, called and or pulled to a certain direction. You also got the guides card, so I definitely feel like for a lot of you, you might be getting a lot of downloads, a lot of messages, having um, seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities, perhaps dreaming about your person, having a lot of dreams about your person. But, I feel like Spirit is doing this on purpose. It's trying to, nudge you in a certain direction. So, is that this person? I'm not sure. We'll see what comes out in tarot. And then you also got the time to go card number 45, which is a 9. 9 is, you might be in a 9 personal year. But this really talks about you knowing when it's time to, move on. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is what Spirit is encouraging you to do. So again, I don't know if it's from this person. We'll find out. And even the bat card, this bat card, obviously the bat senses change. So I feel like for a lot of you, Gemini, you might be sensing that there is going to be changes or that you need to change your situation. Obviously the bat is very intuitive as well. So again, a lot of messages at night, I feel, possibly a lot of like really vivid dreams, either about this person, about your situation, about this relationship. And again, I feel like you're sensing that you need to move in a certain direction. And are you moving in that direction, or are you resisting? I want to say. So that could be the case for some of you. Resisting change. Change is never easy, right? But with that back card as well, this really talks about death and rebirth. So again, a lot of energy that I'm getting off of your cards about, stepping out of your comfort zone, getting nudges and signs and synchronicities from the universe to move in a certain direction. For some of you, closing out an old cycle with somebody or an old relationship or a long-term situation. Perhaps I feel like right now you were hoping, expecting, things to work out between you and this person. And I'm not sure if they are. Only you can answer that, but we'll, again, see what comes out in your cards. You might be dealing with a Virgo, because your person here got full moon in Virgo. Pardon me, you were good enough. So they might have Virgo and a water placement, because I also got the water card. So this really talks about this person, dealing with their own stuff, their own insecurities here about you. So that could definitely have played a role in the breakdown of you in your relationship, Gemini, with this person. I feel like there definitely was a lot of tears. I'm getting a lot of tears with this water card. So I feel like a lot of sadness between you and this person. So I feel like for a lot of you, this definitely could have been, a marriage, long-term relationship that you had with each other. But again, we'll see what comes out. So this person, they got the curse card, which is unusual. So I don't know if this person just has a negative mindset that you're dealing with, Gemini, or whether or not they deal in witchcraft. They very well could possibly be. But I feel like it's actually more talking, I'm really being drawn into the hex energy here. which can really talk about this person like, having a negative mindset, always looking at the negative, like the glass is half empty instead of half full. And I feel like for a lot of you, that definitely also may have played a part in your relationship falling apart. I always believe, it takes two people to make things work, but, definitely if somebody needs to do more work than the other, or, you're not supporting each other in working on yourselves, um, that's kind of where things really start to fall apart, right? So I feel like this person is really in the energy, or they have been in the energy, or they're going to be in the energy here in May, that, not their insecurities, I feel like, are going to be flaring up in the month of May, Gemini. And maybe it's at that point where you decide, like, I just don't want to deal with this anymore, with that time to go card. So this person, I feel like, is trying to be a little bit more grounded, maybe be more in the moment. You definitely could be dealing with a Virgo. I don't know, because the Virgos are very like by the book. Things have to be like, they got to look a certain way. Things got to, play out a certain way. And if they don't, then, that can create some anxiety for this person. And again, with this curse card, I'm feeling like hex, like nothing ever works out the way that I want it to. So again, kind of that negative mindset. So they got the Fox card, which, this person can be a little bit crafty. I feel like this person definitely could be, playing with your emotions at times, Gemini, as well. I mean, when the fox is happy, they're like very monogamous. They believe in monogamy. For some of you, that could also be an issue. But the mutual energy between you and this person came through as Neptune, which is kind of wild because we've had Neptune in Pisces for a really long time, and it just recently moved into the sign of Aries. And right now, we just started Taurus time. So that being said, here, Neptune really talks about illusions. So what's the illusion between you and this person, Gemini? Like, is the illusion that you and this person can actually work things out and get on the same page and, return to happiness, I feel, between the two of you? Or is that an illusion? Is that something that you were hoping for here with that card? That if you put in the time and the effort and tried to really support this person, um, that things, would work out between the two of you. But I feel like the month of May is going to be very telling. So if you're in the midst of kind of like being on the fence about what direction to move in, I feel like by the end of May, your Gemini, you definitely might have an idea of what direction that you want to go in. It might be uncomfortable having this conversation with this person. But again, I feel like the universe is nudging you to make some pretty big changes here in May. So the bottom of the Sacred Symbols deck was transmute. So obviously with the transmute energy, it's really talking about, taking something negative, turning it into a positive if you can. Just working through those emotions. The bottom of the Wisdom of the Oracle was come to the edge. And again, this is a card of, endings, I feel. And there's that by the book here, which is a very Virgo-esque energy. So let's get out some tarot now. Hopefully that, if this is your situation, I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to make a comment. So let's get some feelings out for May. Let's see how this person's feeling about you first, Gemini, so I can kind of take a look and see where we're at. How is this person currently feeling about Gemini? How's this person feeling about Gemini in the month of May, Spirit? How does this person feel about Gemini in May? Let's see what we get. Feelings, true and real feelings for Gemini, please. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles coming out, which is more earth energy. The Star, Aquarius energy with that star card. All right, I'm not supposed to have any reversals in here, but I do. All right. All right, I feel like this person is feeling pretty depleted. I feel like in May, Gemini, I feel like you and this person have definitely tried to heal the situation. This person's hanging on now. I feel like this person's definitely hanging on to you with that Four of Pentacles, like really not wanting to change, not wanting to grow at all. I feel like this person's kind of like stuck in a little bit of a mindset, which we talked about already in their oracle cards. I feel like this person was hoping that you and them could heal the situation. And again, very emotional, which is makes sense why we got the water card with that Queen of Cups. So again, I'm getting a lot of tears here. So with the Ace of Cups coming up upside down, and again, I don't usually have reversals in my deck, but I don't know. I guess I do. Anyhow, I definitely feel like this person is feeling depleted. Like they don't have any emotions left, I feel. Yeah, I feel like you and this person by the end of May, a lot of hope is vanishing. I feel like by the end of May that you and this person can work things out. Is really what I'm getting. I feel like that card was supposed to come out upside down. So that means this person is like, not, feeling depleted, not really having any tears left. I'm hearing any tears left for this situation. So I don't know. Let's see how Gemini. Yeah, I feel like a decision is going to be made at the end of May. Okay, how does Gemini feel about this person? How does Gemini feel about this person? How is Gemini feeling about this person in May, Spirit? All right, so yeah, you've been together with this person for a long time. Six of Cups, Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the Death card. I feel like Gemini, on some level here, I feel like for a lot of you, you've done what you can here. I feel like you've done everything, I feel like in your power to make this person happy. Like, I feel like you've even sacrificed possibly your own happiness to make this person happy. And again, don't get caught up in gender here with the queens coming out, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely could be dealing with somebody with Earth in their chart. We already talked about that. And a water placement. It doesn't have to be, but that's what, or Scorpio. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, as far as majors go. I feel like you and this person have, you definitely might have kids together, have been together for a long time. So this gives me the energy of, I feel like you and this person have been together for a while. Definitely for some of you, in fact, we're married to this person. And again, I'm feeling like I've done everything I can. I've sacrificed my own happiness here for this person. And I feel like this person's still, or I'm doing my best here to make this person happy. And they're still not happy. Like they're still asking me to make, I'm hearing accommodations or changes. So I feel like Gemini, this person is wanting you to make all the changes, but this person's not really willing to change, is really what I'm getting. Like, I feel like it's really the energy of, I feel like this person sometimes has a tendency to kind of like put all the pressure on you, but somebody who doesn't really want to take accountability or look at their own issues or their own problems or accountability to what they bring to the relationship, that's kind of negative. Like I feel like this person's always like kind of picking on you in a way here, Gemini, about what they're not happy about with you. But as soon as you speak up and say something about something that this person does that you don't necessarily like, and I mean, you're trying to have open communication, trying to work through your issues and problems here, and I feel like this person just turns on the waterworks, and then you just kind of don't get anywhere when trying to have like an open, honest conversation about things. Like I feel like it always turns into some sort of emotional, conflict on some level. So again, like I mentioned already, I feel like this person, maybe they don't even consciously realize that, you know, it's difficult for you to even have a conversation with them or to see your perspective. Yeah, that's really what I'm getting. I feel like this person really doesn't, they can only see things from their own perspective, not from yours. And again, I feel like there's already been, like you've sacrificed, I feel like your own happiness to not only happiness, but I feel like financially you've provided, you know, a very nice life for this person. And again, I don't feel like you're feeling very appreciated. And there's your card, the Lovers, Six of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. And again, we got Neptune. This is Neptune, the Seven of Cups here. I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like this choice that you've made here, I feel like you're almost kind of committed to it. Like, I need to see things through. Is really what I'm getting. Yeah, I need to see things through before, you know, you exit the building. So I feel like this is kind of like your last attempt here to try and reconcile with somebody here, Gemini. And again, I feel like for a lot of you in May, you're hoping that you and this person could get to a better space, a better place, get on the same page again, get back to being happy with each other. But we'll see what comes out in actions. But what's going to transpire between this person and Gemini for the month of May, Spirit? Actions. All right, we got the Queen of Swords coming out. Nine of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see that. The Hierophant. The Empress. Three of Cups. The Moon. Page of Swords. I feel like it's going to be very clear to both of you by the end of May here that a lot of you are maybe better off being on your own. For some of you, definitely might have kids with this person. I feel like the other part of this is that there's a lot of pressure, I feel like, on the outside. This could be from a parental figure, like your partner's parents or your parents. I feel like somebody's very concerned about outside what other people are going to think, right? If you and this person are not together anymore, with that Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant. But I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like it's apparent that, you know, you only went down this road or tried to work things out possibly because of the kids. I'm getting that for somebody. Yeah, I feel like really I got the Eight of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Devil. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of communication, I feel. And maybe for some of you, you need to like sit down and have a conversation with the kids. I'm getting that for some of you. Yeah, I feel like there's either like a male or a female or both, could be on either side here, that, you know, are trying to kind of give you guys advice. So for some of you, you might be like seeking outside advice. So you might be actually like seeing a counselor. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, you thought that, you know, you could go down this path and like get to a happier place here. I'm going to clarify this Three of Cups. Tell me about the Three of Cups. What's this Three of Cups here? All right, so I saw the Seven of Swords. That was the first card that came out. You have the Seven of Wands and then the King of Cups. All right. Either one or both of you definitely might have some issue with overindulging, shall we say. So that is also causing an issue. This is causing an issue for somebody to not really be in touch with their feelings. So this gives me the energy of somebody, you know, using some sort of substance of some kind in order to kind of escape their feelings. Yeah. And there's that Seven of Cups just keeps following around. Tell me about this Page of Swords and the Moon. Get some more details on this Page of Swords and the Moon here, Spirit. Ah, okay, this makes sense now that I'm looking at that. I'll say something in a minute. I just want to see what comes out. The Devil. Three of Pentacles. The World. All right. I feel like for a lot of you, you know that the situation has got to come to a close. I mean, we have the Devil, the Three of Pentacles, and the World. So this is the universe here, Gemini, encouraging you to, like I mentioned, I feel like for a lot of you, you had to like go down this road. This is your last effort, I feel like, to try and make things work with somebody. That's the Three of Pentacles, the Devil. But I feel like at the end of May, like we already talked about down here with your Oracle cards, that you're going to realize that you're better off being on your own than being in a commitment. And I feel like, again, for some of you, you know, I don't know if this is you or your person who's been kind of like avoiding their true feelings about the situation or not wanting to speak up about your true feelings. I feel like you are speaking up though by the end of the month. And for some of you, that definitely could be drawing this situation to a close here. And again, hoping that things were going to work, kind of giving it your last ditch effort here, Gemini, to make things work with this person. But to me, it looks like the cycle is closing out. It doesn't mean that you and this person can't move forward at some point, but there's got to be some pretty massive changes, I feel, especially with that Death card being in your feelings. So again, I feel like this is coming to a close. I feel like your guides are pushing you in a direction to make these changes for yourself, you know, for your own happiness. So that's really what I'm getting. Yeah, I feel like, you know, for maybe for the longest time you wanted things to work. So Two of Swords is somebody who has their blindfold on, not wanting to, you know, see the truth. And again, that Neptune energy really playing a role here in this relationship. But we have Neptune in Aries now, and that's really all about, you know, your own desires, what's really going to make you happy. You know, the illusions of the past are lifting or in the midst of being lifted because, you know, this energy takes a while to process and everybody's different. But again, seeing the situation for what it really is. And again, you know, it's still sad, you know, obviously, if you've been with somebody for a long time, you've been in a relationship with them, you have, you know, family, friends, kids, everybody's impacted, right? So it's not an easy decision, you know, to go out on your own or be on your own. You know, there's a lot of fear around that as well as, you know, identity. This is, you know, who I am, you know, I'm this person's partner. I've been this person's partner for, you know, 20 some years, let's say, for some of you. Now who am I? Now who am I? That Neptune in Aries really talks about shining a light on that, like, who am I now? What do I really want? What is really going to make me happy in the long run? So let's get some messages from your person here, and then I'm going to finish your reading. Hopefully this reading made sense. If it did resonate, if you could let me know by hitting that like button. So messages from this person to Gemini. These might fall on both sides, but I am asking from your person, but see what we get. Messages for Gemini. My life is a mess right now. Painful memories. I can't make you happy. I wish I could be fully honest with you. I can't express myself. We did talk about that as well. And let's see what we get on the rest of the deck. Any other messages here for Gemini? Nope. All right, guys, I'm going to end your reading here like I mentioned. Hopefully it made some sense. And again, I feel like Gemini, you know, just, I guess, listen to your intuition here about, you know, what direction you really need to go in. And I guess just try and be honest with yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition about this situation with this person. I feel like you're really wanting things to change. I feel like you were hoping things were going to change. It just looks like, you know, I feel like, you know, if you've done everything that you can in this situation, then I feel like, you know, you can walk away feeling, you know, proud of yourself, good about your decision. So again, I feel like it's at the end of the day, it's your decision here, Gemini, about what direction you want to move in. So, all right, guys, hopefully this resonates. I'll hopefully see you in your next read, and that reading will probably be out by around May 10th, 11th, in around that range. So if you are interested in a personal read, I do them. Feel free to reach out to me. It's just say it's soultarot@gmail.com. The email address is in the description box of this video. Anyway, guys, take care.